am so tired of dying in 99 nights in the forest. I need something safe. Something that I could stay at forever. Something that I could live at. Well, maybe a superstore. I'm gonna build the best superstore in 99 nights in the forest. I'm going to add steak, fish, tools, all that fun stuff, and hopefully I get some new customers to buy. Today is a new day. It is now time to build something else in 99 nights in the forest. You know, recently I've been told that I'm pretty good at this game, so I've decided to build probably one of the hardest builds that I have yet to build. And it's gonna be a massive superstore. We're gonna build a superstore that sells literally everything you could possibly need in 99 nights in the forest. Let me get my fire started. That's how we're gonna start off today's video, is getting this fire going. All right, let me grab this wood. There we go. Oh my gosh, please don't fall out of the map. How terrible would that have been if I just wasted 10 hits on that tree for it to just fall out of the map? All right, we now have our fire reaching 100%. I'm actually going to max out the fire again. And then the first thing we're going to do is we're going to try to get a bunch of materials. Because for this superstore, we're going to need meat. We're going to need fish. We're going to need the extra revolvers. You know how you can get an extra one from the chest? We're going to need those because those have to be in stock. We're gonna need literally everything. So this is gonna take me a while. The fish store took me about 4 hours to build because I want to build it good. I don't want it to just be, oh, look at my store, it's okay. I don't want it to be mid. I want it to be the best store anyone's ever seen. So let me get this fire maxed out real quick. We go over here, chop this tree, and boom. All right, the fire is now fully maxed out. Now, what I'm going to focus first is food, because last time I noticed that I was struggling pretty bad with it. So I'm just going to kill a few animals, and I'm also going to focus some chests first. Then we're going to get straight to trying to get materials to start building, because this store is going to be insane. All right, guys, it is now officially day 2. And as you can see, I went and got some food, and I also upgraded my fire. It actually might still be the same from last time, but I did make it look better. I wanted to show you guys what I'm doing. So I'm going to be trading right off the bat with the pelt trader. I'm going to go for the good sack, and then I'm going to go for the good axe, because we're going to need a better axe. I already have the old rod. There we go. And now we're just going to head off. Now that we have a better sack, it is time to bring home more materials. Actually, someone asked me last video how I garnered up, I think, about 300 scrap in 36 days. I literally 24/7 am in collect. And I literally 24/7, I can't get the sentence out. Am collecting stuff. You know what I mean, dude. You know what I mean. I'm always collecting stuff. See that? There it is. See, I can get it out with anger. All right, that makes much more sense. So I'm just going to keep going around. I'm getting distracted now, dude. I'll be back. All right, I don't know how much time we have left in the day, but I figured it's good to get our first employee. So I'm going to grab them right now if I can. I also need food, so this is kind of like 2 birds, 1 stone. Night is approaching. Will I get attacked by every wolf if I go for one? Hello. Hello, bro. Please. Nope. See, I don't have the health for 2 wolves. Actually, no, let me not be ambitious here. Let me take my happy self back home. The deer's going to be coming out soon, and then we are going to go back and get our first employee. All right, it's a new day. It's time to go get our employee. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to try to fight these wolves individually because I don't want to waste my revolver ammo. I'm trying to save it up just in case I got to fight off the cultists. Can I just get... Actually, I have enough to fight off 2 wolves, so I'm not too worried. I could fight them both off. Okay, if he jumps around me like that, maybe not. Okay. Yeah. Okay, I don't have the health to actually keep doing this. Oh, and they're jumping. I gotta make sure he doesn't jump. And then I don't have the health to take a hit. I don't have the health to take a hit. I have to play it smart here. I'm gonna have to use the revolver ammo. All right, it is time to get our first employee. And we have just unlimited amounts of food. That is gonna be so good for the store. That is gonna be so good. All right, let me grab our employee. Hello, bro. You ready to work? Why do they make that sound when they go into the sack? That is so terrible. Okay, I already have an old flashlight, so I'm going to head back and drop off our employee, and I'm also going to grab all this food. You guys don't want to see all that, so I'll see you soon. Okay, guys, just a little update. I actually ended up getting an extra revolver, so I am going to drag this all the way home because we are going to be selling it at our store. I'm going to sell the revolvers extremely overpriced. Like, it's going to cost, like, like a bunch of the furniture coins, even though I can't actually set the prices. But I'm my own owner, so I'm going to set the prices. But we're going to bring this home, and then I have to fight off some uninvited guests tonight, and then we're going to continue to the next day. Okay, now that I've fought off the uninvited guests and cleaned up their bodies, it is now time to upgrade our crafting bench. We cannot have it at level, like, -4. I also can upgrade it again. Just wanted to be sure. And then the first thing I'm going to build is the map. Bada bing. And the sundial. Bada boom. I'm just going to place them right here. You guys know the drill. I will be going and grabbing that hammer because the hammer is super goated. But for now, I'm going to place it right here. Somebody told me I could click control. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay, somebody told me I could click control to actually make the stuff go straight. You're the goat, by the way. You're literally the goat because I was sitting here zooming in going, can I get this right? I can get it right. Because of you, bro. Glory be. Glory be. The furniture trader is here, and they are ready to sell me stuff for our massive superstore. Let me see what they have in stock really quickly. Oh, the pellet trader's here, too. To who do I owe the pleasure? Okay, let's see what he has in stock. Oh, sweet. Okay, so I just got these unlocked, so I am going to craft both of those. And then what I'm going to get next is the purple beanbag chair, the colorful fairy lights, and I guess I'll get some purple camping chairs. I don't know what I will use them for just yet because I have an image in mind for the store, but we are going to grab those just to be safe. Now, I'm going to continue to get more items for the store, and also we got to start building some walls for it. You might see an update soon. You might not. I don't know. All right, guys, it is time to level up our fire one more time. There we go. All right, we are going to max it out today because I feel like maxing it out is actually the smartest thing to do. It just makes things a little bit more efficient. Okay, guys, the next thing we're actually going to build is I'm going to build a shelf pretty early on because I want to keep my inventory on this shelf. I will be moving it, but for now, I'm going to build this shelf. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to throw my flashlight on it. I'm also going to put this flashlight on it. And the reason I'm doing that is because I'm right next to a little area that has a bunch of flashlights, so I'm going to actually grab those. Why does this one not clip on, but this one does clip on? I'm so lost. Or maybe I just got a good placement on it. Anyways, let me stop getting distracted. I'm going to put all my inventory on that shelf. So hopefully I keep everything all organized so I know what sections I'm going to need. All right, guys, our stock is starting to look pretty good. It is currently day 15, and we have garnered lots of materials. It is now time to upgrade our crafting workbench to crafting workbench 4. Now that we've upgraded it, I'm going to actually start building a few things. What should I build first? I actually don't know. I think I'm just gonna build a compass. I think I'm just gonna build the compass to start off. I don't necessarily need anything else right now, so I'm just gonna build this compass right here. Bada bing, bada boom. And we are going to head off in a direction that we have yet to go in. I'm gonna go in this corner now, and hopefully I'm able to find some more materials, and we can start building the walls of this place after we build the torches, because of course we have to expand it. Okay, since it is nighttime, it is time to start expanding our store. So I'm going to use some of these lovely torches to start expanding it. And I'm going to click control because the goat told me to. And it works so well, too. I mean, like, I could place everything so perfectly. All right, we've now expanded it. Now, what I'm actually going to try to do is I'm not going to try to get this pond inside of my circle. I feel like it might mess up a lot if I try to do the walls around that because I want this to be a square. I want it to be perfect, and I don't want the side to get messed up by that lake. And I'm going to continue getting more materials, and then the next thing we should be able to do is build the walls. I just got to find a strong axe. All right, guys, just a little bit of an update. I was actually going around trying to get the strong axe, which I did on day 25. I'm the goat. But I also ended up getting a riot shield. Now, the riot shield is really good for fighting. However, I'm just a humble store owner, so I will not be fighting people. So I'm going to use this riot shield as a stock in our store, but only premium members can buy it. You have to have the membership. If you don't have the membership, you can't buy it unless you offer me 1,000,000 diamonds. So hopefully somebody's going to want to buy it, but we do have more stuff for our stock. So right now, I'm currently working on getting wood for the walls. Once I have enough, you guys will see me outline my store and make it all beautiful. Alrighty, guys, now that I have expanded the map fully, it is time to collect one of our employees. We got to collect another one before... Oh my gosh, I missed the bullet. Before we get the store started, so hopefully I can actually manage to do this well. There's lots of stuff up here. There's cultists, there's bears. It's not looking good for me. But hopefully I'm able to actually do this. I also need the food. Unfortunately, I'm starving. Is this wolf still chasing me? Oh my gosh, it is. The thing is, I gotta be careful because while I'm running from this bear, I don't want to run into another one. Okay. I need the food anyway, so I am gonna collect this child tomorrow. The deer is hungry tonight. I gotta go back home. Okay, now it is time to get the kid. I'm gonna do what I can to try and get it as fast as possible. I am going to be attacked tonight, so I gotta make sure I'm back for that. Because cannot have those people coming in my grocery store. Oh my cheese. Can I please lock in? And this guy. If I do this, then I should be able to grab him as fast as I can. There we go. All right, it's time to get our next employee. I know I skipped over, like, the middle two, but I was already over here, and I kind of do need the food, so I figured, why not? Let me grab this kid really quick, and let me open this chest. I'm really hoping for a chainsaw, but I'm pretty sure you can't get them from this chest. But I'm also hoping for... not a med kit. Not a med kit, but it's fine. Okay, we officially have our second worker back at the house. And now what I'm actually going to do now is I'm going to expand the store a little bit more. So I'm going to have 2 more torches placed down. I'm just going to place them next to these torches. They will be moved in the future to make the place look better. So I'm going to put that one right there. And then I'm going to click this one. And I'm going to put it right here. There we go. And now I'm going to start making some walls. I have 162 wood, so I should be able to craft quite a few. And what I'm actually going to do for the superstore is I'm actually going to make it into a square. I want it to look like normal stores, how they're usually into a square. So I'm going to have to figure out how to do this because this might be a little bit difficult. I'm going to be honest. I think I'm going to start off right here. And then I'm going to grab this wall and put it right here. And then I think I'm going to do this wall like this. We're not going to curve in just yet. We're going to wait till the last second before we curve in. Boom. And then do I have enough room to add one more like this? I do. Oh, that is so good. Boom. All right. And then we're going to start facing the other way. I'm so glad this person told me to use control. You know who you are. You know who you are. Boom. All right. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. So far, looking so good. We have the side walls done. I'm actually able to make a few more walls, so that's what I will be doing. But you guys know how the wall process goes. It takes quite a long time for me. This is what I spend most of my time doing in these videos. That's why they take about 4 hours to do. I'm going to try to line these walls up the best I can, and I'm going to try to make it look really good. So I will come back to you guys when I have most of them done. You'll be able to see me finish it off, and then we'll start working on the shelving units. All right, so we pretty much have almost all of the walls done. I decided to actually keep this inside of the store because I thought it would look pretty nice. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish off these walls. Then I'm going to head off and get the hammer so I can open up an entrance, and then it is time to start our shelves. I want to do the shelves over here, so this will be the supermarket side. Over here, you can eat, and in the back will be the storage for extra stock. So if anybody wants to buy anything, they can. Okay, guys, it is time to place my final 2 walls. Let's see if I can actually place these properly. I gotta see. So I built the base a little wonky because I did decide to include that sign. So actually, if I do this and line this up. Okay, it's gonna cost me like 1 more wall, and then I should be a-okay. Once I place on that wall, then it is now time for me to go and get that hammer, which I will do off screen. I will come back and I will start building our supermarket. Okay, I finally got the hammer, so it is now time to start making the entrance to our superstore. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna line myself up here with the fire. Then I'm going to go forward and Ooh, is it 2 walls? Is 2 walls in the... Oh, 2 walls is in the middle of the fire. Wow. So obviously I line up with the middle of the fire so it doesn't mess with the entrance of all of this. But it looks like our entrance might be a little wide. I might try to do something a little crazy here. So what I'm going to try to do is actually put this wall inside of this wall just to shorten the entrance a little bit. And same with this wall. Boom. All right. The entrance should be perfectly in line with the fire. And now it is time to start setting it up. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go all the way over here. Of course, I'm being attacked tonight. I don't have time for this. And I'm going to find... I bought an entrance area. I just have to find it. Okay, I found it. It took me a long time, so don't ask how long that took me. And it looks like one of our employees left. Ma'am, you have work. Okay, whatever. Anyways, I'm going to put this at the front here. There we go. Looking great. And as you guys know, I am going to move some of the torches up to the front because I feel like it makes it look a lot better if there's lighting when walking in. Do that right there. Boom. There we go. The entrance is looking great. Now that I think about it, I have a different entrance that I want to add, but the chances of me finding it in this pile is slim to none. So bear with me if I do end up changing the entrance. However, what we're going to decorate first is the outside of the store because I did end up getting some... Here it is, dude. Here it is, man. Come on. I knew it was somewhere. Okay, give me a second. We're going to put this one down, actually. Boom. Loving it so much. And we're also going to actually use this one as a second part of the entrance, but not just yet. All right. And the next thing I wanted to add to the front is the hedgerows. Now, control works really good for this. I think I'm going to make it a little bit past the fence. I don't want to put it too much into the fence because I want the bush itself to kind of be its own thing. There we go. So far, bushes on the outside looking real good. Now, I do have more. However, I'm not going to put them up just yet because I'm honestly not ready to do so. But now that we have the bushes placed outside and the entrance all done, it is now time to start making the storage area. Now, the reason I'm starting off with the storage area is because I got to get all this stuff moved all the way over here. So then I'm able to actually make room for everything. So, since we have 260 metal, I'm actually going to craft shelf. There we go. And back here is going to be our storage area. Now, I am going to fix this hole in the wall. I'm super sorry if it bothers anyone. It bothers me too. But I am going to place these shelves down because this is where the employees are going to be. Nobody else, just the employees. And then I'm actually going to line myself up like this. Boom, another shelf. And then I'm going to put the last two shelves back here as well. Let's put this one lined up with that. Okay, now that I have 3 shelves down, I'm actually going to start moving stuff over to these shelves. And I'm going to start with the mackerel since I have such an influx of that. It is now time to put the mackerel on the shelf. So I'm just going to go like this. Boom, there we go. Then I will also add the salmon to that shelf because I don't want to start a whole nother shelf for salmon. Then I'm going to add the cake to a shelf. And then I'm going to add the apples to that shelf. We'll have our food shelf back there. Now, this is a bunch of miscellaneous items. I mean, we have healing. We have literally so much stuff. So I'm going to do healing on a shelf now. All right, let's try to get these med kits on the shelf. Are they going to even... Oh my gosh. Wow. Do you see the way they stand on the shelf? Oh, that is going to be so perfect for everything. Okay. Let me just put all this stuff on the shelf right now. And again, all of this stuff is going to be in the store. Just for right now, I gotta move everything so I can actually put the store down. There we go. All right. Now that we have all of that organized, it is time to do the little things. So as you guys can see, I have a bunch of pelts. Now, this isn't all the stuff that's going to be in the store. We're gonna have a lot more stuff in the store. This is just the stuff that I've been able to bring home for now. I'm actually going to build a few more shelves because that would be very smart. There we go. And since this is going to be the employee storage, I'm going to try to make it as compact as possible. I really don't want this to interfere with the store at all. There we go. 2 more shelving units. This is going to be all blocked off as well because I don't want anyone coming in here. If they don't work here, they shouldn't be back here. Okay, there we go. Perfect. It looks like we have all of our pelts on a shelf. Kind of sounds like elf on a shelf. Anyways, and I'm going to move everything else. All the rest of this stuff is going to be difficult to move, so I will do that on my own timetable. And the next thing we're going to be doing is setting up the store. Okay, now that I have this area all cleared out, I put everything into storage back here. It's going to be a lot to transfer. It is now time to set up the main part of the superstore. So, obviously, what I'm going to need to start is some shelves. So, I'm only going to fill my inventory up with 6 because I don't want my inventory to get too full down there. And we're going to start it off right over here. So I'm going to place this one here. And then I'm going to place one right next to it. Boom, boom, boom. All right, we currently have 4 shelves right there, but that's not all. No, that is not all. Now it is time to add some more shelves. I'm not going to be putting a shelf right here because that is going to block off the row. I want the row to be accessible for all customers. So I'm going to make sure this is far enough. I'd say there's a lot of room between that aisle for customers to go through. And then, boom. Okay, perfect. Now, I'm actually going to need a lot of shelves because I plan on selling a lot of things. So I'm actually going to make 4 more shelves. This is going to be crazy, guys. I'm telling you, it's going to be the biggest supermarket you've ever seen in 99 Nights in the Forest. This game isn't even meant for this type of stuff, but I'm going to do it anyway. Another shelf, another one. Okay, boom. We already have, I think, about 10 shelves down. I'm pretty sure you can make infinite, right? Please tell me you can make infinite. Yes, you can. Gosh, that is so great. Okay, you can make infinite shelves, which is very good for me. And now that I know you can do that, I think we are all good for now. So what I need to do now is go get a bunch of stuff for the shelves. So as you can see, I have revolvers, rifles, all that fun stuff here, but there is more around the map, and I will be getting that. So give me a moment. Now, guys, one thing I am going to place down is a teleporter. Now, the reason we need a teleporter is, if I'm being honest, it's hard to get anywhere. So I am going to place this down. And this is going to be for employee use only. So let me put all this stuff away really quickly. And this is going to go in the employees only area, which will be back here. All right, this is going to be our first teleporter. Now, I'm going to put a teleporter way out in the wilderness. So one, I can collect materials just in case we run out of stock. And two, just because I'm lazy and I don't want to walk all the way out there. Now, when playing 99 Nights in the Forest, the first thing I'm actually going to be stocking is armor and weapons. It took me so long to get all this stuff back here. So we're going to start off with armor. We're going to put our iron chest plates on the first rack because we need to make sure that if somebody's trying to get some armor, they're able to actually go and grab it. It looks like that armor does not want to stay on the shelf very well, so I'm hoping that it does. I'm actually going to bring this piece of cake over because I might be able to line them up properly if they go... Can I put this one upwards? Okay, I can. Perfect. All right, we have iron chest plates down. The next thing I'm going to be putting down is the rifles. You have to make sure you have a weapon in this game, obviously. So I'm going to put the rifles on the opposite side because I am going to put leather chest plates next to the iron ones. It's just going to take me forever to bring them home because I have to walk all of them home. All right, rifle. And I do have another rifle hidden away. Let me backspace that really quickly and grab it. And there we go. Let me just do that and put the rifle down. Boom, boom. We now have rifles down. I obviously have to keep one for myself or else I'll end up dying. And then obviously the next thing we're going to do is revolvers. So I'm going to try to drag these off the shelf without actually hitting anything. I'm going to put the revolvers right next to the rifles. All right, there we go. 2 revolvers down there. Now I will get some more, just not yet. Now, the next thing we're going to be stocking up is the old flashlights. I actually have an influx of old flashlights near me, so I will be going to grab those fairly soon. It's just going to take me quite a while because, again, I have to drag them home. I cannot fill my book bag with them. I have to drag them. And then after the old flashlights, I will be stocking my good axes. Now, unfortunately, I did only get 1 good axe, so I think I might put them on the shelf with the flashlights. I think I'm going to put the good axe there. I don't think I can get any more from the chests, so I don't know exactly. But after I stock that, then the next thing I'm actually going to start stocking is meds. You need meds in order to live, so I'm just going to grab all these bandages. All right, I have all the bandages on the ground. Now it is just time to put them on the shelves. I'm actually going to go sideways because it's much easier to get them on the shelf if I'm facing sideways. All right, bandages are now stocked. Now I'm actually going to go see what that furniture trader is trading, and I will be back to stocking everything. Okay, I got some stuff from the furniture trader, and I am also back with another rifle. There we go. We now have 4 rifles for sale. And I got some stuff from there, so I'm just gonna put it back on over here in my little area. I'm also gonna charge this up, but I'm gonna keep stocking stuff, and I'll show you guys the progress I'm making because you probably don't want to see me sitting here and stocking. It's probably boring, I don't know. Okay, guys, we have stocked everything quite a bit. We have our gun section, our armor section. We also over here have our scrap section, just in case you need some scrap. We have our weapons section, our healing section, and our pelt section. Now, there is going to be more sections. However, we do got to get this entrance looking good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to place down a few fences right here and right over here. All right, there we go. And now I'm going to place down this red rug right in the middle. So when people walk in, they can wipe off their feet just in case they're coming from the snowy area. Now, what we need to do next is we need to block off this area so none of our customers are going to see it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to place this trellis right here. Now I'm going to grab this one and place it right... I'm going to actually place it like this so nobody can really get over here. And then I'm going to place this one right next to that one if I line it up correctly. And then I'm going to place this one... I want to block off the campfire area. I don't want them over here. And I don't have enough trellises to block off the whole one, but I can block it off like this so nobody gets over there. Now it's time to make a new section in our store, and this is going to be the food section. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up some more shelves. I have a plan. What I'm actually going to make first is a freezer. Unfortunately, I can only make one freezer, so we're really going to have to be kind of particular about what we put in the freezer section. Then I'm going to grab our shelves really quickly, and it is time to make the freezer section. Now, I want the freezer section to look a little bit different, so I think I'll have the freezer in the back right there, and then we'll have our shelves in the front like this. And then that'll be the little aisle that they can go down if they want to. And then, boom, perfect. And then the next thing I want to place in the freezer section is obviously, since it's going to be food, I want to place my little bakery table back here. I love placing this thing. Perfect. All right, now that we have the bakery table placed down, I'm actually going to grab my giant sack. And I'm going to go over here to all my cake. And it's time to grab all the cake somehow. Ah, that is not what I want. All right, perfect. We now have all of our cake placed down. And now what I'm going to grab next is actually some of the fishy fish. No, I'm going to do apples next. I'm going to do apples, and I'm going to grab the fish. Okay, I now have all the fish on me. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put the fish... I have to eat. And I'm actually going to put the fish at the front. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. There goes the fish. I'm going to put the apples back here. There we go. And now it is time to grab our meat. Now I'm going to put the meat on this side. There we go. And then I'm going to grab this meat. And I'm going to put it above the apples. And I will save the rest of this for me because I get hungry. And I'm going to jump up to the top and put down the cooked ribs. Hopefully this goes well. Okay, the cooked ribs are going to be a little glitchy. They have not made it so that these ribs could sit anywhere. So now we have the ribs right there. So this is going to be our food section. I do need to collect more fish for it, but oh my gosh, I've been doing this for literally so long. It's been 5 hours of me trying to get this supermarket to look super sick. Maybe can I fit more? I can. All right. Okay, it's been about another hour, and I've added a few things to the store. So I added a bed section, just in case you need to buy a bed. Or I added more stock onto these shelves. We now have laser swords, a ray gun, some snowballs, another leather chest plate, a random bunny. Oh, I didn't put him there. He just went there himself. We got some fire-related things. We also have some cooked mackerel, some normal mackerel. All the food is fully stocked. But besides that, I actually wanted to show you the last finishing touches of our area. So what I wanted to do is I actually wanted to put this right here to block off the bed section. Then I wanted to grab the colorful fairy lights and open it up so you guys can walk into the bed section. And then block off this other part right here. Then what I was actually going to do is put a red rug here leading into the bed section. There we go. And now this is going to be our little bed area. Now over here is obviously going to be the area where you buy stuff from. So I'm going to add a little mossy right here. Then we're gonna add some fairy lights, and this is where you'll walk in to the area where you can buy pretty much anything that you've ever could have wished for. Dude, I worked so hard on this store, and it's looking sick. It's looking great. So it's like you come over here and you're like, oh my gosh, I need to go to the store. Wow, look at these sunflowers. I wonder if they're on sale. They are on sale. And then you come in here and you're like, whoa, the bed section's looking good. I know. And here's all the employees. They live at the store because that's how hard they work. And then you come over here, you can buy chest plates, guns, scrap. You can literally buy anything to get you through 99 Nights in the Forest. There's also a lot of food over here that you can pick from if you'd like. And then this is the employees only section where only employees can go because that is where all of the items are. But if you guys liked this store, then don't forget to leave a comment down below and let me know if I should have added anything else. I mean, I think this is pretty crazy if you ask me. But if you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I really hope to see you guys in the next one. Bye!